Hello, foodies, and welcome to the Cebuano Foodie. I'm at the heart of Cebu, specifically at the Cebu Business Park, more commonly known to Cebuanos as just Ayala. The original plan was to get a beef fix from one of the famous pochero houses here in Cebu. Pochero is so much different here in this island compared to how the rest of the country perceives it to be. Maybe that's for another blog. But since they're closed, we had to go back to the Ayala Center Mall and find my beef fix here. And the best that we could find was Phat Pho. It's a restaurant that specializes in some Vietnamese dishes, but they pride themselves, of course, with pho. Join me as I taste their version of this Vietnamese classic, and let's see if it's worth the price, if it's worth the taste, and if service is good in this place. Thank you for tuning in. See you in a bit. So we finally got our pho. Smells really beefy. That's a good sign. Love looking at the coriander there, and of course the condiments are all ready. So you have your lime, your hoisin sauce, garlic with chili in vinegar, and of course you can't forget the infamous sriracha. It's a beautiful sight and it smells really good. And haven't eaten all day. We've been traveling around to get some pochero. At least we still get beef and we still get some soup. Let's see how this fares, if it's all good. But before that, let's dissect this whole thing first. So you have meatballs, you have beef slices, lots of bean sprouts. Of course, you have your cilantro or coriander from whichever part of the world you're from. This is the pho, the noodles themselves, and thank you. And sadly, I was expecting some pork bones, but let's see if the taste of the broth itself makes up for the lack of pork bones. I mean, we're not paying so much for this anyway. This is less than 300 pesos. And so, I can't expect beef bones to be here. Also, we got a side of, well, they call it Vietnamese summer roll. Never heard of that. So there's I'm sure this is a sweet sauce and a satay sauce. Those look like peanuts with shrimp and vegetables in rice paper. Time to eat. So I'm trying the broth first without any help from the condiments. It's really smell the cilantro. It is a very clean set. A lot of umami. There's also a hint of sweetness here, and I can smell the bean sprouts too. However, is it beefy enough? Well, it needs work in that department. So let's help it with some of the condiments. Placing in some hoisin sauce. garlic and chili. I mean, I love my chilies, so I'm putting in some chilies too. Putting in that whole chili there. Vinegar and garlic. And some lime. Let's put in some lime. Definitely needs help there. Let's see if this improves the taste of the broth. I just wish it was a little bit beefier, but it is what it is, so let's help it along. And of course, some sriracha. Let's mix it first. And see where it brings it. There's definitely a kick there now because of the sriracha. I like it. Time to try the beef. You know, this beef doesn't look like it has a lot of fat, so I'm not expecting it to be the juiciest. Well, pho is made out of the harder parts of beef. That's why it's slow cooked. That's why it's braised for such a really long time. So no, it's very chewy. Maybe tells you why the soup isn't that beefy. Because when you eat the beef, I was expecting it to be melting in your mouth after supposed to be hours and hours of braising. But this one is still quite gummy. But I can't complain. This is again less than 300 pesos and it's good as it is. Now let's try the summer rolls. So for these summer rolls, I want to try as expected, they're sticking to each other. Okay, it's not working. We need to use our hands. Let me try the satay sauce first. Okay, this is a summer roll with the satay sauce. Oh. This they did right. Satay, of course, is always very peanutty. But your lettuce, your noodles, your vegetables, and your shrimp here is really on point. So with that sauce, it's on the sweeter side. But I really, really like it. This is good. Let me try it with the sweet and spicy sauce. I prefer the satay sauce only because it gives a totally different dimension. Now let's go back to our pho. Try the noodles. So pho was obviously named after this. Pho is the noodles itself. They are, well, they're firm. There's nothing much to absorb from the soup because, as I mentioned, the soup is not beefy enough. But with the help of some condiments, it did help. It would have been really nice if it was very beefy. Let's try this meatball. Anyway, this meatball has that film, sorry. Let's see if it will focus on the meatball. No, it won't. But it has some glass noodles. I'm not sure if this is pork, but I'm not getting much from this too. So really, you need to get all of your pho improving skills out to get the best flavor out of this. So we'll continue eating this, finish this up, and we'll give my final verdict at the end of this video. Bye. So here's my final verdict. For food, it was a mediocre 2.5 out of 5. The soup was not beefy enough. It needed a lot of help from the condiments, and you had to make it work yourself. Well, at least I did. Customer service was good, but it wasn't stellar. They did not do anything proactive. We had to ask for everything ourselves, and so I would give it just a 4 out of 5. As for the price, this is organic to my score for food. I'd give it a 4. It's only less than 300 for the pho. However, if you're going to a restaurant and expecting something good, then you get your money's worth. You get a 5 out of 5 only if it was really, really good pho. However, I would say that their saving grace was that summer roll. It was really, really delicious, especially with the satay sauce. So that's it for this review. Thank you very much for joining the Cebuano Foodie. Till next time.